Hello guys, welcome to my channel, and today I am going to do Exp25 Excel Chapter 2 Mid-Level 1 Katherine Coffee Shop Weekly Payroll. Basically this is the second chapter or second assignment of this Pearson course of Excel section. And in this video I am not only going to do this assignment, I am also explaining it to you, and I will make you learn the Excel. And I will make you master of Excel. So otherwise, if you want me to do this assignment for you, or if you want me to do this complete course for you, including all the Word, Excel, PowerPoint or Access assignments, then you can contact me and you can hire me for your complete course. You can also hire me for your other courses like accounting, management, finance, information technology, computer sciences, all other writing assignments, mathematics or statistics. So at start of the instruction we are given with the project description. There is nothing to solve in this project description, but I suggest you to read this project description, get an idea about the assignment. Once you will go through this project description, this will be easy for you to solve this assignment on your own. So I suggest you to read this project description well and get an idea about the assignment. Then we have main part of the assignment, that is steps to perform to complete this project, and total steps to perform to complete this project are 10. So we have a total of 10 steps to get this assignment done for you. So in this video I will be doing each and every single thing, and you are just supposed to follow me if you want to get this assignment ready for you. So now let's start doing the question, starting from step number 1. And step number 1 of the assignment is saying, start Excel, download and open the file named Exp25 Excel Chapter 2 Mid-Level 1 Payroll. Grader has automatically added your last name to the beginning of the file name. So I have already downloaded this Excel workbook, and this is the Excel workbook that we're gonna use to solve this assignment. I have already downloaded this from Pearson dashboard, and you can download this from your Pearson or class dashboard. We will apply all the instructions, all the steps to this Excel workbook, and we're gonna make this Excel workbook in the final form for the submission. So there is nothing else to solve in step number 1 of the assignment. That's why we will move to next step of the assignment, that is step number 2. So step number 2 of the assignment is saying, use if function to calculate the regular pay and overtime pay in the column E and F based on the regular 40 hours week. Be sure to use appropriate absolute or mixed references. Pay overtime only for the overtime hours. Note, employees receive 1.5 their hourly wage or overtime hours worked. Calculate the gross pay in the cell G5 based on the regular and overtime pay. Spencer's regular pay is $440 with 5 overtime hours. Spencer overtime pay is $82.50. So now in step number 2 we are going to calculate the regular pay, overtime pay, gross pay. So first we will calculate the regular pay in cell E5 using the if function. So we will type an equal sign and then we will type if. So we will get the if function. Now click on the function symbol to enter the function arguments. So now we are supposed to enter the function arguments, and our condition are given in the condition. Be sure to use the appropriate absolute. Okay. So we are supposed to calculate the regular pay or overtime pay based on the 40 hours regular hours. Okay, so now we are supposed to, okay, so now we will check that the hours worked given in cell D5 are less than or equal to 40 hours, that is the base work hour. If these hours are less than, then our regular pay will be equal. Let me type first the condition. Hour work given in D5 are less than the base hours. Are less than are equal to base hours given in cell D24. but make sure that we are supposed to use absolute references for the cell D24. For this purpose, we will type $sign before the column name B and before the row number 24. So we are checking if hours worked are less than or equal to base hour, then our regular pay will be the hourly wage C5 multiplied by D5. That is the hour worked. So we are checking the condition if our hours worked are less than or equal to base hour, then regular pay will be the hourly wage multiplied by the hour worked C5 multiplied by D5. Otherwise, this will be equal to hourly wage given in C5 multiplied by the hour worked, that are the base hour. If hour worked are exceeding the base hour, we will use only the base hour. Then we are not going to use the hour worked because we are calculating the regular pay. So we will use the absolute reference for the base hour. So let me repeat and let me explain this function to you again. Okay, so let me repeat and explain this function to you. We are checking our worked that are given in cell D5 are less than the base hour. Then the regular pay will be simple hourly wage multiplied by the hour worked C5 multiplied by D5. In the other condition, if our work are greater than the base hours, then we are not going to use the hours worked. We are going to use the base hour that are given in cell B24. So now you can see that for the Spencer, our regular pay is $440 as mentioned in the instruction. Okay, $440. Now we are going to calculate the overtime pay. So again we gonna use the if function. Type if and click on the function symbol to enter the function argument. So now in this case we are going to check if the hours were given in cell D5 are greater than or equal to greater than the base hours given in cell B24. So now we will use the absolute reference for the base hour given in cell B24. So now we are checking if the hours were given in cell D5 are greater than B24, then the regular pay will be, we will first find the overtime hours. So overtime hours we calculate by subtracting base hours from the hour worked. D5 minus B24. Okay, we will calculate this and we will multiply this result by the hourly wage that is given in cells C5. So let me explain again. If the hours worked are greater than the base hour, first we will find the overtime hours. Okay, for how many hours more the Spencer is working, that we can calculate by subtracting the base hour from the hour worked, then we will multiply this by the C5. Otherwise value will be 0. So now let me explain this to you again. Sorry, there is another thing given, that is the 1% overtime pay. So we will multiply this by the overtime pay, that is cell B25, and we will use the absolute reference for this B25. Okay, so now I am checking that if the Spencer is working overtime, that means we will subtract the base hours from the hour work, then we will multiply this by the hourly wage C5 and we will multiply this by the overtime pay 1.5 that is given in cell B25. Okay, we will get the result Ch02.5. That is also given in the instruction. Now we are supposed to calculate the gross pay in cell G5 based on the regular and overtime pay. Okay, so gross pay will be equal to the regular pay plus the overtime pay. When we will add these two pays, we will get the gross pay. So that is all about step number 2 of the instruction. So we are done with second step, and now we're gonna do next step, that is step number 3. Create a formula in cell H5 to calculate the taxable pay. Multiply the number of dependents by the deduction per dependent and subtract that from the gross pay with two dependents. Spencer taxable pay is 422.50. So now we are calculating the taxable pay on which pay the tax is applied. That is the taxable pay, and that will be equal to, we will type an equal sign, and we are supposed to multiply the number of dependents by the number of dependents are given here. Number of dependents are given in cell B5, and we are supposed to multiply this by the deduction per dependent. Deduction per dependent here. Okay. We will multiply number of dependents by the deduction per dependent. Okay. We are multiplying these two, and then we are supposed to subtract this result from the gross pay. Okay, so gross pay is given in cell G5. So we are going to subtract the number of dependents multiplied by the deduction per dependents. We will get a result, and we will subtract that result from the gross pay, but we are supposed to use absolute reference for the deduction per dependent. We will get the result 42.40, and that is all mentioned in the instruction. So that is all about step number 3. So now we're going to do next step, that is step number 4. And step number 4 of the assignment is saying insert a lookup function in cell I5 to identify and calculate the federal withholding tax. So now we are going to calculate the federal withholding tax in cell I5 using the lookup function. With a taxable pay of 422.50, Spencer's tax rate is 25% and withholding tax is 105.63%. The lookup function returns the applicable tax rate, which you must then multiply by the taxable pay. So let me go to the worksheet, and we will go to cell I5 first and type lookup function. So lookup function will pop up there. Double click on that. Now we are supposed to enter the function arguments. So first we are checking our lookup value. Lookup value is the value on which we are going to calculate this federal tax, and that is the H5, that is the taxable pay. So now our lookup array, table array or lookup array is also given here, starting from cell D24 ending at the cell E28. But for this purpose, we will use the absolute references so that this lookup array should not change. Column index is the number of column from where we are taking the values. So we are taking the values from the second column, tax rate. Tax rate, we are taking this extracting the value from the second column, so we will type 2. And the range lookup will be true because this is not an exact match, so we will type 2. Okay, type 2. Okay, now it is saying, then we got the result which you must then multiply by the taxable pay. So we got the result here. And we are supposed to multiply this result by the taxable pay. So that is all about this. So let me use the fill handler to get the values below. Okay, we got all the values like this one. Okay, so that is all about step number 4. So I have solved 4 steps for you in this video. That is the half of the assignment that I have completed for you in this video. But if you want me to do this complete assignment for you, or if you want me to do this complete course for you, then you can contact me and you can hire me for your complete course. You can see that our results are exactly matching to the solution given along with the assignment. So I have solved for this assignment But if you want me to do this complete assignment for you, or if you want me to do this complete course for you, then you can contact me and you can hire me for your complete course. My WhatsApp number and email is showing at the bottom of the screen. Please contact me either through WhatsApp or email and hire me for your courses, and I'm making sure that you're gonna get A grade in your courses. You can also hire me for your other courses like accounting, management, finance, information technology, computer sciences, all other writing assignments, mathematics or statistics. Thank you so much for watching my video. I will get back to you with another powerful solution. Thank you so much again.